Hi, and welcome to this video where I'm going to be giving you an introduction to WCA delegates, and then after that there's going to be a quiz on the regulations which you can all take part in. I, as you know, am a delegate and I'm based in the United Kingdom, so that's how I'm going to speak from my own experience. So let's get on with it. So there's a common misconception that delegates are just there to decide whether solves are +2s or not at a competition. Actually, we do a little bit more than that, so I'm going to be going over some of those things. A lot of our role is based around the competitions, of course, so they are necessary for a competition to be official. You need a delegate in attendance for it to be recognised by the WCA. So part of our role is to be at competitions. Then, before a competition, we work with the organisers by, at the very least, we have to approve the schedule, the list of events, and other little details like that. I like to get involved quite a bit more, and I'm sure other delegates do as well. So I often, I'd be doing as much work as an organiser and basically being an organiser anyway if I'm delegating a competition. Also, before the competition, we generate the scrambles using the official WCA scrambler. There's a screenshot here. We put in the number of rounds of each event, number of groups, generate all the scrambles just before the competition, and then bring them to the competition. During a competition, we're there to make sure that the regulations are followed, because you need rules when you have a sport like this. So we're there to make sure people follow the rules. Secondly, to resolve any incidents that arise, so the usual +2s, the timer malfunctions, things like that. They can get more serious than that, and we can resolve those as well, or just wait till after the competition to investigate them with members of the board or the disciplinary committee. Then after the competition, there are 3 things that we must do. Firstly, submit a report that confirms that the regulations were followed, and often goes into a lot more details about how the event was run and the schedule and the venue, and just general comments about the competition and the organisation of it, so that other people can learn from your own experience. Secondly, we submit the results file to the results team so they can go in the WCA database. And thirdly, all the scrambles also get submitted to the WCA. Outside of competitions, delegates are responsible for their own community. Some countries just have one delegate, like in my country, so I'm basically kind of a leader for the UK Cuban community. Other countries might have several, so they sort of work as a team or have their own areas of the country that they look after. So you're responsible for building up the community, listening to your people, and listening to the feedback that they give, and listen to what they want out of the competition and things. So the screenshot of the UK Cube Association, for example, which I helped set up, which is now a sort of central hub for all our information. And the third thing that we do is responsibility within the WCA as a whole. So there's a delegates mailing list, and we get a lot of emails, like several threads a day, and those can be competition reports, which we might read out of interest, see how other competitions are run all around the world, learn from those. Also, out of those, often we spawn discussions about the regulations. So we see whether they need to be more specific or accurate, or things need to be changed completely, anything like that. We'll just start discussing it. And incidents that arise, as I said, often they're not really decided by the delegates. They go to the board or the disciplinary committee. And you are the voice of your country or community within the WCA, so you need to put forward, the delegates will put forward the views of the people, and think about what's best for their own community as well. Some of you might be now wondering, how do I become a delegate? You might think, I really want to be a delegate. Well, here's my own little thoughts on it. Firstly, a lot of delegates are only appointed on a needs basis, so if there's a lot of delegates in your area already, or enough delegates, then you're less likely to become a delegate. Secondly, a recommendation, or several recommendations from other delegates that you know personally, you've met them maybe, or even board members. They need to sort of vouch for you in order to become considered for a delegation. Now you're probably wondering, what about places that are new and have no delegates and have no competitions? How do you get official competitions in these countries? Well, usually what happens is that a current delegate or even a board member will go to the country and delegate for a competition there. And then if they find somebody there that they can recommend to be a delegate, then they might do that, and then the community can start from there. So there's a few things that I think delegates, good candidates for delegates would have. Firstly, experience. I'm not talking 2 or 3 competitions, I'm talking 10, 15 or more. It's really essential that you know how competitions run and what to do. You just need really good knowledge and experience of the competition scene. Secondly, you need to be a responsible person. People need to trust in you. They need to trust in your decisions. Thirdly, an organised person makes a good delegate, because if you're not organised, you're just going to lose track of what's happening in competitions. You're going to lose track of who's organising competitions. It's all going to go wrong. One day you're just not going to turn up at a competition and then forget that you're delegating it, and I don't know what. You need to keep your stuff in order. Fourthly, you need a bit of authority. You're going to be a leader in your community, so people need to listen to you when you talk. They need to respect your decisions. If people are just going to run the competition and not care about what you're saying, then it's not going to work. And that's all I've got to say about delegates. So hopefully you've learned a bit about what delegates do. We're just going to move on to a quiz now, which is hopefully a bit of fun for you. There's going to be 10 questions, and you should comment below the video with your answers. And next week I am going to make a video on my own channel with the answers and an explanation of the answers, and I'll be also telling you who got the most right answers and things like that. So you should, if you're going to participate in this, then check out my channel, which should be in the description, or just search for my name or whatever, and subscribe so you get the notification for it. First question. I should also say, try and do this without the regulations in front of you first. Otherwise you're just reading off a page. Just check out how much you know right now. First question. This square one here, is it solved, a +2 or a DNF? You might need to pause the video at times, obviously, as well. Second question, Pyraminx, same question, is it solved, +2 or DNF? Got a tip, kind of not quite attached at the moment. Third question, you've got competition and the first round has 15 competitors. There are 3 rounds. What is the maximum number of people that can compete in the last round, that third round? As a hint, there's a rule that's to do with cutting 25% of competitors. Yeah. Question number 4. What is the minimum number of competitors required for a competition? What is the least number of people you can have to make a competition official? Number 5. Now this is a lie, because Noah's Pyraminx isn't like this as far as I know, but I just thought I'd stick him in there. Let's say his Pyraminx has black stickers instead of yellow stickers and white stickers instead of green stickers. What colours should be on the front and bottom when you scramble it? Noah is solving, doing an official solve. The time stops at 0.058. What should happen? Number 7. Noah is doing a 5x5 blindfolded solve and his time is 10:00.51. What should his time be recorded as officially? Of course assuming his cube is solved. Number 8. Noah's doing a 21 cube multi-blind attempt. Stop solving at 59 minutes and 57 seconds. 17 cubes are fully solved. 2 have a +2 misalignment, and 2 are just not solved at all. What result should Noah get? So I want the numbers at the start and the time, like 15 out of 25 in 26 minutes and 17 seconds, or whatever, that sort of thing. Question number 9. Noah has done fierce moves, and here is his solution. What is the result? What number of moves should he be given as his result? And lastly, Noah is doing one hand. It's a long one, so get ready for it. He's doing one hand. He starts to solve after 16 seconds of inspection. Then when he sets the cube down on the timer and puts his hands on the pads, his right hand is touching the cube. He then solves with his left hand. After solving, he stops the timer with his left hand on the right pad and right hand on the left pad. He just crossed his hands over. Don't ask why, he just did. And then he realizes that the puzzle is falling off the table, so he catches it with his right hand. Okay? And the timer shows 20.058. What should the judge write on the score sheet? So I want, they need to write down all the penalties and things, so I want you to write it exactly as the judge should write it. That's the end of the quiz, the end of the video. Thanks very much for watching, and as I say, take part in the quiz, comment below, and wait for the answers on my own channel. See you later.